It's 2 in the morning. Your cat has a perfectly good place to sleep somewhere in the house. A soft chair, a warm windowsill, maybe even a carefully chosen cardboard box that they somehow love more than anything else. And yet, here they are, heading quietly across the bed, turning in slow circles on your blanket, finally settling directly on your chest, your legs, or exactly where you were about to move. Most people assume it's about warmth, maybe comfort, maybe routine. Maybe cats just like soft places, but behavioral science suggests something much deeper might be happening. What your cat does when they choose to sleep beside you night after night may actually be one of the clearest expressions of trust, attachment, and evolutionary behavior between two species. And most cat owners have no idea. Let's start with the warm theory. Because it sounds reasonable. Cats love warmth. They search for sunlight, heaters, laptops, and freshly folded laundry. But here's the problem. If warmth were the only goal, your cat has dozens of options around the house. So why do they keep choosing you? Because sleep is the most vulnerable state any animal can experience. In the wild, a sleeping animal cannot react quickly to danger, which means every instinct in a cat's brain pushes them to find a safe place before they fall asleep. Hidden spaces, elevated areas, protected corners, and yet your cat walks past all of those and curls up next to a human who is 10 times their size. That decision is not random. It's about safety. Studies on feline behavior have shown that domestic cats form secure attachment bonds with their owners surprisingly similar to those observed in human infants. Researchers adapted a psychological test called Ainsworth's Strange Situation Procedure, originally designed to measure attachment between babies and their mothers. When applied to cats, the results were unexpected. Many cats showed clear attachment behaviors, seeking proximity to their owner, showing mild stress when separated, relaxing again when the owner returned. In other words, when your cat chooses to sleep beside you, they may be performing the same core behaviors seen in attachment psychology, staying close to their safe person during moments of vulnerability. They're not just looking for warmth. They're choosing the place where they feel most protected. But the story doesn't stop at psychology, because something else is happening at the same time. Chemistry. When humans interact with animals, they trust, especially through touch. The brain releases a hormone called oxytocin. Oxytocin is often called the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical released when a mother holds her newborn child, or when two people experience a deep emotional connection. And cats appear to trigger a similar response. Studies measuring human hormone levels have found that petting a cat can reduce cortisol, the primary stress hormone, while increasing oxytocin. Your body literally shifts into a more relaxed state. Now think about what happens when your cat sleeps against you for hours. Slow breathing, warm contact, the rhythmic sound of purring. That sound alone may have deeper effects than most people realize. Research suggests that the frequency of a cat's purr, typically between 25 and 150 Hz, overlaps with frequencies known to promote tissue healing and stress reduction, which means when your cat curls up beside you and begins purring, they might actually be helping your nervous system calm down. And here's something even more fascinating. Cats were not originally domesticated the way dogs were. Dogs evolved alongside humans through active selection. Cats essentially domesticated themselves. Thousands of years ago, wild cats were drawn to early human settlements because of one thing: rodents attracted to store grain. The cats that tolerated humans best had access to an endless food supply. Over generations, those comer cats survived and reproduced. Eventually, they became the domestic cats we know today. But even after thousands of years of living with humans, cats remain more independent than most domestic animals, which makes their choice to sleep beside you even more meaningful. Unlike dogs, cats rarely do things simply to please humans. Their behavior is driven by comfort, safety, and trust. So, when a cat voluntarily chooses to rest against you, it isn't obedience, it's a decision. A decision based on who and what feels safest in their environment. And here's something that surprises many owners. Even though cats are known for independence, they are extremely sensitive to the emotional state of the humans around them. Studies have shown that cats can detect subtle changes in human tone, facial expression, and body language. Some research even suggests their stress levels can synchronize with their owners, which means when you're calm, your cat is more likely to be calm. And when you sleep beside each other, your nervous systems may actually begin to regulate together, two different species sharing the same resting state. But there is one detail most people never consider. If your cat has slept beside you every night for months or even years and suddenly stops, it's worth paying attention. Cats are creatures of habit. When a long-established behavior suddenly changes, there is almost always a reason. Sometimes it's environmental, a new pet, a new person in the house, a change in routine. Cats are incredibly sensitive to small shifts in their territory, but sometimes the reason is physical. Veterinary behaviorists note that changes in sleeping location can be one of the earliest indicators of discomfort or illness. A cat that suddenly avoids jumping onto the bed may not have simply changed preferences. They may be experiencing pain, because unlike humans, cats cannot explain what they're feeling. Behavior is their only form of communication. So if the nightly ritual changes, it's always worth noticing. Which brings us back to the moment that started this entire conversation. It's 3 in the morning. Your cat is curled into a small warm circle beside you, or maybe directly on top of you. And while it might feel like they're stealing your pillow or claiming your side of the bed, something deeper is actually happening. Out of every comfortable place in the house, your cat chose you. Not the couch, not the chair, not the warm spot by the window. You. Because in your cat's mind, the safest place to sleep in the entire world is right next to the human they trust the most.